The old woman told Ray he was an abomination as she left, but then she also said that the mailman and the 3 little boys playing on the sidewalk. Her apartment was rented by the Indian family, a man, a woman, and 4 little girls. I thought Ray might like the girls, but he said they were ugly dark and had bad teeth. I see them in the hall sometimes, and they never look at me. I am smelly and strange, a dirty-haired girl who doesn't go to school and steals food people have half eaten on the washing machines in the basement. They know I am wrong, and they stay away. I am allowed to eat lunch, and I eat yogurt during a soap opera, licking the spoon slowly and carefully, tiny mouthfuls as Storm worries she's in love, and Dezen breaks glasses because Emily broke his heart and ran off with his brother, and wise Aunt Marge pats worried Hannah's hands and tells her that Craig will see that he loves her, that he just needs time. Craig was with Emily before, but now he loves Hannah, and I think next he will love Susan. She's only a little girl now, but in 6 months she will be 20, and a doctor or a lawyer, and will swear she hates him right before she kisses him. I love soap operas. If I live in a town like Ridgefield, Aunt Marge would see me and invite me in and call her daughter or son, who would be a cop or a lawyer, and they would come and rescue me, and I'd live with them. And their children wouldn't like me, but would come to love me after I saved them from almost drowning or burning to death. I would never have to eat or even be hungry. I would always be listened to. 25. When Ray comes home at 4:30, I pour him a glass of milk. He doesn't believe in drinking alcohol. His mother told him it was a sin. I rub his back and feet while he watches the judge shows that come on before the news. He likes Judge Hammer, who was a military judge, and who yells, "Justice hurts," when people cry during his verdicts. Today's case is about a man who says his ex-girlfriend owes him money and took his car. Hammer tells his ex-girlfriend, who is chewing gum and leaning forward so the camera can see down her shirt, to pay up, and Ray says, "What a crook. Anyone can tell that guy is lying." I nod. Ray thinks children should be seen and not heard, just like his mother taught him, and he sighs, scratches his stomach, and continues, "Did you see how he kept blinking? Classic sign. You know, I went to Alice's funeral and talked to her parents and said I wished I knew why she'd run away all those years ago. And they had no idea she was with me because I knew not to blink like that. They had no idea how much she loved me." He sighs. "How much I loved her." He strokes my hair. "She was never as good as you." I press my hands to Ray's feet, stare at the yellow undersides of his socks. I've seen enough television to know Ray is missing something other than his soul. It's like you see him and he's a person, but if you look close enough, you can tell that he's not. Like underneath his skin, he's not hollow. He's rotted out. "You're so tall, though," he says, frowning, and pushes my hands off his feet, dragging me up toward him, hands on my throat. "Too tall, and you want to leave me, don't you? You'd run away in a second if I let you. You wouldn't care if everyone at 623 Daisy Lane had to die for you. So selfish." "I don't want to leave," I tell him, cracking out the words as the world goes fuzzy around the edges. "I want to stay with you." "Liar," he squeezes harder. "You always say that, and then one day I'll come home and have to track you down. Find you talking to people, maybe telling them stories." He frowns. "My mother hated storytelling, you know. What she used to do with me when I did? I can't breathe, but that's not why he lets the pressure up. He lets go a little so I can nod, because he knows I will. I am not strong. I cannot stop him or even slow him down. I can only wait until he gets so tired of me that he lets me die and moves on. She would punish me, he says, hold me down and show me how all we think of is sin, how we all sin. He spits the last word out, like he can taste it, and then touches my hair, slides his fists under my shirts, and twists the sullen rise of my right breast, the little lump that's there. Would you be that kind of mother? No. Ray has never come out and said it, but I know from years of listening to him dream that his mother did to him what he does to me, held him down, rubbed him raw, broke him open. In them, he cries and begs her not to touch him, that he doesn't want to go inside her, that he is a good boy, he really is. I let Ray have his nightmares, watch him thrash and listen to his voice squeak with fear. I lie there and watch him and wish he was trapped back there, with her, and had never broken free. But his mother died when he was 18, burned to death because she fell asleep smoking a cigarette. Ray got an insurance check from the church school where she worked as a secretary and moved away. He met the first Alice a year later. His mother never smoked, but she was such a private woman, he's told me, that people just assumed she'd kept it a secret. She seemed the type to do that. "You aren't listening," Ray says, and his hands tighten again. "You know you're supposed to listen when I talk." He shoves me to the floor and pulls off my pants. I stare at the ceiling while he sweats and thrusts, air aching down my throat and into my lungs until he grabs my hair and says, "I know what I'm going to do, what's going to change." He pushes faster then, harder, and slams my head into the floor, over and over until my vision is bright and fuzzy, and there are strands of my hair caught in his hand. I think of the knife in the kitchen, of the bridges I've seen from the bus or on the way to church or the supermarket. Ray and I go every Saturday morning. Ray stares at little girls and I stare at the food and feel my heart cramp. I will be over soon. Finally, the thing about hearts is that they always want to keep beating. They want to keep beating, and when Ray's finished he says, "I like that. A family. You'd be a good mother, wouldn't you? Let me watch out for a little girl of our own. Let me take care of her. Help me teach her everything she needs to know. A little girl." And all the dreams I've had, they are small dreams, bloody ones that end with me floating free. I've never dreamed this. He shivers into me, grinning sharper. She'll be so bad at first, crying and whining and maybe even screaming. He fingers my hair. "You cried, remember? You screamed. And now look at you, happy as can be." I nod, mind as numb as the rest of me. He is not letting me go. He wants me to stay. He wants me to find a girl for him. For us. He can't mean it. I will find him one, a beautiful little stupid girl, as dumb as the one at 623 Daisy Lane used to be, and show her to him. He will want her, with her little limbs and happy face and solid live flesh. She will become the new Alice, and he will want her so much he will forget all about me. Kill me to teach her a lesson, probably, and then move on. Yes, that is what will happen, what must happen. "I'll help you," I tell him. "I'll find what you need." He kisses my cheek and then rolls off of me, motioning for me to get up. That's my girl. Not for much longer, I think, and bend over, touch my fingers to my curled-up mouth. "I see that," Ray says, and yanks my jaw up, looks at me. "I see that smile. You want to help me, don't you? You want to teach our girl everything I like." I nod, and he shoves me down again, forgetting dinner and his visions of this girl to come, this new child, this new me. 26. I am allowed to leave the house the next afternoon. Ray has given me bus fare and told me the name of the park he wants me to go see. It is close to the apartment, but not too close. A short ride in his truck, but a very long ride on the bus. And he tells me to remember everything I see. I get to the park after sitting on 2 buses and blink at all the people there. So many of them, and all so young. I will never remember everything, but find a bench that has bags and backpacks tossed in a stack near it anyway. Watch kids run over and pull out snacks and drinks, trailing crumbs everywhere. I try to focus, but the world is dizzy, spinning, as I think of what I will find here. Ray's prize, the new me. She has to be just right. She has to make him forget everything, or at least me. I take a breath to slow the world down and look. I look and see a girl there, and over there. I grab a notebook, pick up a pencil. The first girl is blonde and a little chubby, a thumbsucker. Ray would like teaching her not to do that. I carefully write down blonde and thumb. She has a babysitter or mother, though, a woman who brings her a foil-wrapped package that the girl bats away, annoyed. Ray wouldn't like that mother babysitter hovering around, but still, people can be distracted, and Ray really doesn't like wasting food. The other girls I see are both dark-haired, like me, and both are alone, maybe dropped off by an older brother or sister who has to watch them, or maybe they've sworn to go straight home after school but come here instead. They don't play so much as stand sullen, watching the others. They would scream and kick, I can tell. Ray would like that too. I write scream and kick too, and then sit with my face turned toward the sun. I don't bother to close my eyes. Have you seen my notebook? I blink, light burning away, and see a girl standing in front of me. 6, 7, 8, doesn't matter. She's young.